Say that again.
Well, when you want to upgrade one of these and turbo it, you want to put crosshead rods in it and bring it up to late model spec so that you get something that you can run and not have to worry about it all the time.
Well, there'd be no sense in having one if you did that to it without doing it right. I mean,
well,
some people just don't know. I guess.
Because 671s are so easy, because there's so many of them in the junk, you can come across crosshead rods and get them pretty reasonable, and that gives you that part. Then all you got to do is buy the cylinder kits and you're there, and you're probably within $200 on the price of cylinder kits. Switching over
the cylinder kits is 200.
Well,
And then what else you talking about?
well, you got to have the rods. You got to check on the balance weight side of it and see if the balance weight needs changed. This one sets and does this deal where it rocks end to end, and I don't know what that is. Whether it's got something left from 100 years ago in it, or somebody put something, mixed some odd parts in the front and the back of it. So
They
again,
did some things in the wrong place, didn't they?
well, you don't know. It's like that one rod bearing that was in upside down.
Yeah.
You only need one of them to kill it.
Right. Right. Oh Lord.
Just one of them deals that pisses you right off. So I think I was taking a rod off. Yes, I was.
You figured anything out on the cam?
Not yet. We've been having so much fun on this side of the fence, and I'm kind of. It's
60 degrees ain't bad around here, is it?
warmer than that, eh?
Well, about 62.
Huh. Well, the sun makes up a big difference.
Yeah, it cooks you around here. What is that? An oddball?
Well, see, this has got that. That's where they balance that into the rod. That little knob sticking out. Well, that one in there doesn't have any of that on it anymore. So they. I'm gonna guess that was. No, that's paint. Okay.
Yeah, you're tearing my paint up. Don't worry about it, Joe. Just beat the hell out of it.
Well, if we keep going, I won't have paint on it anymore anyway. We'll be down to iron. There we go. You can't see nothing under here because it's.
So you're wanting to go get the engine re-honed out at a machine shop?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
God.
just makes more sense. Then we get to inspect it for more stuff that's upside down. That's why that when they traded you pistons, they didn't take these liners. Because they're oddball. Shit, we only had one in there upside down? That's amazing. I figured they'd put them all in upside down. That way they'd be uniform.
Well, they put that one in right, huh?
Well, we got one left.
What is that?
I don't know what you guys paid for these parts, but they're not really the finest material you can get.
Well, there's isn't that a bunch of over here? Isn't that a bunch of boxes of that stuff?
I don't know. Yeah. This is
Chinese crap.
they've so how come you got slightly used bearings?
I don't know.
I suppose this is why it needed a crank. Oh, 20 under. So I'm gonna guess they put your crank back in it at 20 under, and then decided to sell you another crank.
No, they never put our crank back in there. Well, maybe they did. Leon called me from Linda's and said, well, let's just put a new crank in it. Because you're doing turbo, let's put a new crank in it. Nothing wrong with that crank, but let's just put a new one in it.
The crank doesn't have shit, whether it's undersized or not, unless you're down to. They used to cut these down to 60 under.
Well, he said it was in good shape, but he wanted to get a new one. He just wanted, he probably had that,
Well,
and he
was spending your money, so
he pocketed my money.
it was all good.
Too bad he's dead.
I don't know why he was worried about the crank. He didn't do anything with the rods, because the rods have got the original bolts in them. They're from the 50s. So if you're worried about something, I'd worry about rod bolts. Because they've been in and out about twice or 3 dozen times. And you never know what they're going to do. Especially if you had somebody who didn't really care how they did it. See the little knob on the end?
Yeah.
God, we only had one end wrong out of the whole motor.
Well, congratulations.
So, 1 out of 6 would have seized after you got it going in the bus. Awesome. Awesome possum. Because the liners are a little slippery. More junk from when it was put together. Awesome. So now I gotta grab that thing and yank it.
I don't know what to say.
Well, yeah. yeah, it's kind of hard to deal with something that's so far away from what you paid for. Because so my next little maneuver
That crank looked really good, from what I could
yeah.
see.
Yeah, it's a good standard shaft. But decide why buy something you don't need.
The thing now is, does it work? Is it, even though I didn't need to get another one, is that one okay?
Well,
Then we don't even know. We just get this engine running, I guess. I don't know what to say.
no place clean to work.
Where's the numbers at?
Right there.
Oh,
Kind of hard to see.
338.
Well, there's about 5 more numbers besides that.
Oh shit! So any more bad news?
5125.
Oh yeah. Give him something to write on there, Mike, or write it down for him. 5125 338.
Yep, that's the number. So I got in already. Now we gotta find out if it's actually the cam that goes in this motor.
I'd be willing to say no.
Well, at this point with the stuff we found, I'm with you. Could be anything. You never know what you're gonna find. Oh, there's a
Like a box of chocolate, huh?
yeah. And there's a shim. So I'm gonna guess he shimmed the whole thing. Didn't clean it up very good though. God damn it.
Well, between each thing, they probably waited 2 weeks.
Well,
They were drinking and drugging.
it's
I'm not kidding. That's
a
the
good
truth.
thing.
And now he's gone.
Oh, that was full of water.
Water.
Water. We bought a new liner inserts. That was good. Because you can't hardly buy them anymore because they don't make them. And the book tells you to change them every time you put cylinder kits in them. That's just crap. Nothing to worry about at this point. Well, we got all the shims and liner inserts out of it. Very cool.
I'm glad you think it is. We're back to square zero. We're back behind.
Well, this housing, I'm gonna bet you this housing didn't come on this motor, right?
No.
No, okay. Well, the where the starter's indexed in the hole can be different than what it was before, because this is much newer than the rest of it.
This was down. Leon put it back down here,
Well,
and that's where it was originally. I have pictures of. Well, it was on the. It was just, when I was trying to take it off, it was all down there. I don't know if it worked that way, but that's where it was.
It probably worked, but I'm wondering if it's not better up here. That what's going to happen is I got to get this part on the other side of that bolt. So it's got to be up in here somewhere, and it may not go. That's why it may ended up on
All
the
this
bottom.
wouldn't fit up here. I mean, if you're going that
Well,
high, but you're talking about going right out this way.
No, this is going to be right up against this,
Yeah.
because that's the only way you're going to get that.
Then wouldn't that
See
be in the
here.
lines and everything? Wouldn't that be?
No, well, here's your problem. This fucking thing right here has got to go on the other side of that,
Right.
or it's got to be swung clear around the bottom, out of the way.
So down the bottom, out of the way, probably sounds logical. Yes.
So
I think I'm just throwing all logic away, though. I've got to do what works.
So, before we get just completely, I'll get you a price on
Everything.
well, see, I'm a little scared to put it together because of the rest of this old girl. Because I don't know.
Well, the best thing to do, Joe, is tear it apart, see what it is, and if it's laying here all in pieces and we say, fuck it, then that's just the way it is. If you say that blower is blown and that bitch is bad and this is bad and that's bad and it's going to cost you another this and you guys want to do that, and then we'll have a decision to make, won't we?
Well, see, that's kind of what's going to happen is you guys will have to sit down and I'll have to give you some prices on all this shit because it's.
I could be a I could be a filthy, stinking rich guy and say, hell no, it ain't worth it.
Yeah. I get to put up with that a lot. I get, well, we're this fucking close, and you go, oh, fuck it, throw it away. You go, oh, fuck. Had everything in it. Everything. And it was all brand new stuff. Every bit of it. Cams, you name it.
Is that cam okay, or do you know?
Well, I gotta find out which one it is because it's one of those deals where I don't know which one it is till I find out what the part number goes to.
How much did we just spend on the air throttle and everything? 800?
Yeah.
Maybe we should. Oh. we jump ahead of ourselves on that?
Not necessarily. Well, how was the throttle in the bus originally? Was it okay? It worked?
We're fine. You mean with the everything the way it
The
was?
linkage, yeah. You can tell this is a used shaft because it's got a scratch in it here. Oh, there's some writing on that thing. Right there. That's all crap somebody drove on it in a machine shop. That doesn't, it's never.
They told us that was
Brand new off the shelf.
brand new off the shelf. It's been sitting there forever.
Nope. Because.
Or they told, Leon told us that. I never talked to the guys.
Gotta find that one rod throw again.
He came up to, I think he went up to you, maybe Roseburg or Ashland, Roseburg or something to buy it.
I don't know.
That's what he said anyway.
It was all a lie.
Well, here, you can look at this oil hole in that crank. Come here. That oil hole in the crank, and you can look right next to the oil hole, and there's a rust spot in it. It was sitting somewhere for a long time, and somebody polished it and told you it was a new one. That's all bullshit.
Bullshit.
But it's in good shape, right?
Yeah, it's usable. Thousandths worth of room, and when all that shit's not like it's supposed to be, it just turns into a wreck. It'll run long enough to get out of sight, and then you guys are stuck with it.
Well, we're stuck with it. That's an understatement. That's an understatement. This one wasn't even firing. That's completely clean. This one, see, you can see the charcoal on that. There's nothing on this one.
He said about 12,000 for an overhaul. So if it was 12,000 for an overhaul, with everything you've done, it's a lot of money, Mike.
Well. Either we're gonna have a bus or we're not. That's a $12,000.
That's just for that. And then the transmission and putting all that in. And
Well, hang on, we're not done yet.
no, we're
The
not.
transmission does not have history with it. It is used.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
You may fire that bitch up and it might not move.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's totally up to Steve. What Leon did to us was cause us to blow up and
Oh, yeah.
have no reason to even continue to drive after that point.
Well, it goes back further than that. If they would have, we never would have stopped at Leon's if we would have had
Well, that's true. What I'm saying
the
is,
ABC bus dusted our engine out, and the engine was fine. We drove it everywhere, and then you start it up and you head out of Dallas, and it starts leaking everywhere after you go about 300 miles.
yeah, well, that'd be probably the case if we let it go like this right now.
No, I'm just saying.
So
That's neither here nor there.
Either we're gonna have something when we get older.
What are you looking at? Are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm just looking at this stuff. I know where it's going.
The thing I'm saying, I don't think it's just going to be 12,000. It's going to be more than that.
And just silicone it on straight, because you'll have better luck with that than you will trying to keep gaskets in it.
Saying take the. She's saying take these
Well, I know
off
what
of
he's saying.
here.
I know what he's saying.
Take the gasket off of it.
That's not what I'm saying. Fuck about it. It's the whole thing.
Oh yeah, you're trying to absorb all this shit.
I'm trying to figure out what.
It's a lot to fucking soak up at one time.
I'm pissed. Not at you. I'm pissed.
Hey,
And there's nowhere to strike.
Well, the only thing is that you know sometimes you just have to accept your fate. Either give it up completely and just keep that bus over there for a novelty thing, or move on, continue on, pay when you can, get done what you can.
Well, saying that, when we decided to fight the law, and we had a very smart attorney tell us, don't fight them, just move on. We didn't move on. We fought them, and they got everything. So, careful what we say. You might just talk me right out of this whole fucking thing. There's nothing. Well, I'm gonna move forward.
See,
I want this thing out of my hair.
what are you looking at?
well, you can
Your
see how
finger.
much. You can see how much of the liners covered up in the ports.
Oh yeah. That sun is coming right in here. So it's gonna snap your finger
How much
off.
does it hang up behind the? About 1/8.
Just hold off the bottom and suit it down.
Man, that's all rusted up as hell.
Well, yeah,
That's his old.
that's come out of a motor I did
Oh, that's yours.
10 years ago.
Is that a small port? Or no?
Yeah, that's a short port right there.
Short port. It's better than those, right?
Well, yeah, you can't use those in here. Seeing that 81 port liner that's smaller than this one, they put that short ported liner with an N-series piston together, and it's not supposed to go together, but it came from, I've seen it come from the factory that way to go in these fucking blocks, and
These injectors are shit. Huh?
Son
Oh,
of
yeah.
a bitch.
Is that from the dirt or is that from?
they
all
were
this shit?
bad in the boxes.
Motherfucker! How much are those things?
I'm not sure right now. They're probably
They
about.
look so pretty.
They were beautiful.
So do the women. They do that
You gotta watch out for that.
little wax on, wax off, and they all look good until you get close to them, and then it's like, you smell kind of funny, lady.
One guy said, "Show me a beautiful woman, and I'll show you somebody tired of her."
Or tired of being by her.
Try to listen to her shit.
See, that's a standard liner. That won't fly. The Grease Monkey put one together like that.
Without doing it.
Not good.
You know, there's a Grease Monkey, has the original name Grease Monkey.
Yeah,
He put bus in front of it.
yeah.
So the Grease Monkey was an old, and I did tattoos of Grease Monkey.
Yeah.
And it's a guy with black hair.
Pistons.
Yeah, I think it was some pistons.
Pistons going like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. Exactly right. So, Bus Grease Monkey, he got that from them. I don't think it was the other way around.
I don't doubt
No.
that.
That was long before Bus
Yeah.
Grease Monkey.
And it was kind of like the old time traditional tattoos that they used to do way back when. You know, they were really hardcore, hard line, hard colors.
Yeah.
Where's Verbal now?
He's got the other flying nun back there.
Oh, there he is.
There's my boy. Yeah, my burble. He's a good
You
boy.
heard me say burble. You're a good boy. Yeah.
We are dissected. We are dissected.
Put this oil in. Oh no, I mean this Rotel that's
It's in the
15.
transmission in that shop truck.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
It works good?
Yeah.
You know, everybody, well, not everybody, but everybody's saying get that Dello 40 weight. What do you think of that?
Shell works. Jello's okay. You need to find out what the sulfated ash level is in the oil. They change that. It's not constant.
Who, Dello?
Anybody that makes oil, they go where the market goes. If they have to fucking make a fucking batch of shitty oil, it's like, oh fucking well.
Yeah. Oh well. Who
So
cares?
you really don't know what to do.
Oh no, they know how to make money.
No, I mean us.
There's a little bit of dirt in it, and that was in the motor when it. So when that junk settled out to the bottom, we can strain it again and put it back in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Try and save it.
So just to end the video here, say what what we're going to do. We're gonna just what we decided on is go ahead and bore it out. Get the
Get the right liners for
stand
it.
over there and just end this thing. No. Steve told you I cried.
Yeah, he did.
Well, I didn't cry. I got choked up a little bit. That was about it. It was not crying. Crying is falling down and pissing on yourself.
Is that the definition of crying?
Yes.
I think that is a like a little kid. That would not be. That'd be
No.
tantrum.
No, I've seen adults do that, so you're good all the way around.
Okay, so we're gonna get it. There's no hot tanks anymore, so give it a bath. Get it bored out. Get it bath.
Well,
Yeah.
Joe, explain what we're all doing now. We're gonna do.
I guess. Are we done looking for landmines?
No.
No, absolutely
No.
not. Just what we got to do. Just you're gonna take the front and the back end off, right?
Yeah, and find out what else is haywire.
Yeah. So we're gonna fix what's haywire.
I have cores, so we could get you a set of spark plugs. But let me see what the parts guys will do for us. That ought to be good.
Okay, I'll let you think about it. Put that stuff up. And then,
And I gotta get bridges and shit for it because half that shit's no good.
so basically, really, what we're doing is just starting over.
Start over. I mean, all intentions were good or well or whatever. Every time you go near the thing, it throws something new at you. So
Right. So it had the wrong pistons. It had the wrong
Well, it's got-
cylinder sleeves. It had the
it's got the wrong liners in it, and then they cobbled it by putting 5 over stuff in it. So I don't know what that's all about.
So it was 5 over. Now we're gonna have to bore it out to 10 over.
Yeah, I'll still try and find some 5 over stuff.
Well, you don't have to do that. Just the 5
'Cause-
over stuff. We looked several places, and it was always coming up to the 10.
Yeah.
And the 5 overs were $340 a piece.
Well, that's at the Detroit store.
Yeah,
It says Adolf Hitler on the side of the box on them.
that was me saying bad.
Anyway, I'll get you guys a good spot in line, and we'll
Well, we need a good spot.
carry on.
So, anybody want some cylinder sleeves and some turbo pistons?
5 overliners. Availability is way different then than it was today.
All right. Well,
That makes a big difference in it.
And 10 years from now, it'll be a lot different. We probably won't even be able to drive these things.
No, you'll still be able to drive them. Because
They say fuel's gonna
there's the thing that'll fuck you.
skyrocket from now, even now. They had. Did you hear about the someone tapped into the pipeline and stopped the flow? Did you hear that? It was.
it was all computer stuff.
Yeah, it was all
Old-
computer.
It was an old computer system, and they weren't fixing it, and they weren't upgrading it because it was working, and nobody had the time.
So someone's holding that spy ransom thing. It's being ransomed, so they're gonna probably have to pay it because they can't find out who it is.
Well,
China.
anything to raise the price of fuel, you know.
All right. Well, okay. So that's it. That's it, folks.
That's all we can stand for today.
Since 2013, still, the saga continues.
We're what?
I said the saga continues. At least we have a bunch of parts.
I go just at a bigger pile.
A bigger pile of parts.
Yeah.
Hey, say that 4 times real fast.
No.
One of our subscribers said we should start a GoFundMe. He said, really, seriously, a lot of people would. He said, not that you're begging or anything. He said, but he said I've seen people do it many times. I was like,
Well, this is like a death in the family.
Well, it's like my race rig. If you get a good buy on the cylinder head, the 671 head that's on my 12, they're right at $2,000 a piece. If you don't get a good buy, the PC guys will sell them to you as high as $3,800 a piece,
Jeez.
and that's like $8,000 for 2 heads. It's like, no, thank you.
Well, they say 2 heads are better than 1.
These, well, this motor held the record on the salt flats for a long time. I forget what it was, but it was one of these laying on its side. 750 horse.
Wow.
really?
Yeah.
Did it blow up a lot?
No, it went down there. And, you can look it up. Thermo King was the guys that were sponsoring it, and the Thermo King diesel land speed record. They went down there, set the record, and set back on their laurels for like 17, 18, 20 years. And somebody finally beat their record, so it's like,
That's something.
Well, why do anything? It's just like that oil thing that's been supplying us for a long time, and it was in an old computer application, and they all were just watching it, and then all of a sudden it stopped, and they can't do anything about it. And they said they never upgraded it because they didn't have the time to, and it was working. Why fix it?
oh yeah,
Well, because
that's a big outfit.
You can hack into a DOS application. Easy.
Oh yeah.
It was a pipeline that they did something to.
Well, you can.
It's a big story right now.
Well, I was watching the Money Channel, and they said that the oil was gonna go up. It's 63 now, and it's gonna go well over 70.
They said it's going to get to 100 and a half, I heard.
Yeah.
Well, the last time I heard, and this is probably 5 years ago, it was like $6 a gallon in New Zealand. So you just
Over in England, it's up there.
yeah.
That's what they want to do.
So everybody pays the same.
You know, Biden and them have
Well, okay.
Their hands
So-
so far up there each other's ass that they're puppets.
Call Texas and ask them what diesel is down there. It ain't $4 a gallon or $3 a gallon. It's $4.37 in LA for diesel, and then up here is $3.29.
Well, when I bought the Dodge in '97, it was 89 cents a gallon.
We bought that because it was cheaper than gas, and we thought, well, why not go with and they're powerful. That was that '97 Dodge Cummins
Yeah,
engine.
that was a good year for them.
Yeah, it was.
I think
It saved that corporation. Saved Chrysler.
Yeah, and then buying Jeep from American Motors.
So this
Germans aren't dumb.
So this cam in here is that knockoff.
Well, no,
Leon.
this is a probably it's a ground cam, and you don't know whether they did it right or wrong. I am hoping that
Some things they did right? Some things they did right.
what? Okay, when you got a new crankshaft that's got scratches and rust on it, and a cam that's got new bearings on it, I'm like, you don't have to do that shit. And who knows who ground it? And maybe it was the first kid to run the grinder, and he goes, "Well, that'll work." It's just a two-stroke. Fuck it.
You know what it was? It's just Mike and Steve.
Well, it don't have to be Mike and Steve. It can be anybody, because that's the bullshit they do with everybody.
Just put a
Yeah, you got a diaper to lay over that.
Now just put a trash.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Get those. That'll soak that up. No doubt.
Too much fun.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, sir.
You bet.
See you soon.
Okay.
How's the sand look?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I get bit regularly, so it's okay.
Well, if you'd have went to the hospital,
No,
it'd have been like what they charged me. Oh, well, we can't get to you right now. Sit over there for a while. And you go fall asleep.
that thing was
Oh, $10,000. Thank you very much.
That was $1,000, and they didn't even clean it out. They just started sewing it up.
Really?
Yeah, never cleaned it.
That don't seem right.
Well,
It was inside your nose, wasn't it?
I went, hit my glasses, my safety glasses up here, and just laid that wide open.
And they never cleaned it.
No,
Were you coherent?
no, I was a little pissy at the time because I was a little shocky. And the gal takes saline solution cold out of the bottle and just on my face, and I go, maybe you could warm that shit up a little bit. The gynecologists do it for you.
Oh! Did you say that?
Yeah.
Oh!
That pissed her right off, so she just started sewing the motherfucker up.
Oh, well, they shouldn't have done
They shouldn't
that.
have done that.
They should have took care of you no matter
She
what.
should have laughed.
Well, and she didn't. You know how women are. She didn't have any funny bones in her body. And she was a doctor, so it's like,
Yeah.
how can you get better than that?
I'm Dr. Jill Biden.
I had a dentist that I was going to down there. I was
Yeah.
spending a lot of money with him, and I had something was going on in some work he had done. It was hurting or something,
Yeah,
and so I went in. I just went in. I'd spent a fortune with him,
yeah.
and I took Amanda there, and But anyway, I just went in and said, "Can you look at me?" And he goes, "You don't have an appointment." I said, "No." I said,
I'm dying.
And he says, "You don't even call me doctor." I went, "What?" Not because I called him by his first name, all the time.
Yeah.
And he said, "You don't even call me doctor." I said, "Is that what this is about?" Being kind of pissy with me. And he says, "No." He says, "I don't have any opening." I said, "I'll sit here. You've got to have some. I'll sit here."
Right.
I stayed all day. I went early in the morning, and I stayed all day. And there was times he was just back there bullshitting around. And I just stayed and was looking at magazines. And I at closing time, I went up there because they were all going home and everything. I went up and I said, "Hey Jim, come here." He goes, "Yeah." I said, "I have never in my life been treated with so much disrespect." I said, "I will never come back here again." I said, "And you can forget my niece coming in again." And I said, "And I was going to spend a lot of money." And he goes, "What?" And the nurses were back there going, behind him, we're going. And he was like, "Well, you." Well. I said,
"But I'm a doctor."
Nothing. I said, "Screw you." I said, "You are not a doctor. You are so disrespectful." I couldn't believe it. And I sat there all day just to do that.
What you are is an arrogant prick.
He was new, and I'd had a dentist before him, and he kind of took over the practice.
See you later, Frisco. Frisco.
He gives him
Look at him. He is relaxed. He's settled in. He is settled in. Are you a good boy?
Was that a trick question or?
Yeah, that's a trick question there. Okay, Joe.
All right,
Be
thanks
careful.
for coming and tearing every sheet apart again.
One more piece.
Well, that's a piece that's needed to be done.
Should we put some plastic over the top there?
He said it doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah, it's gonna.
It don't matter if it got rained on.
It's been violated at a very high level.
Yes, and we love the violation because we're fixing it with the long bros.
Thanks a lot, Joe.
See you guys later.
All right.
See if this will run.
Oh, I'm sure it will. Adios, amigo. Hasta la vista. Ándale.
Thanks, Joe.
Well, he said that that front bearing, he said that even if we would have put it together, he said that would have blown that thing up. Wasn't getting any oil to the rods. Or the piston rods. There it is.
Yeah. Oh man. Everything we did.
Well, you know, that's 2.5 years of nothing in Cottonwood. But if the dissection hadn't happened and he's still going to be looking for other things, he doesn't know if he's going to take the flywheel and everything off and check this. Check all that stuff. You don't know for sure what. He doesn't trust anything at this point. Alright, I'm going to go in. I'm going to start transferring these videos over.